I learned so much being a FedEx ground contractor. I learned rules, policy, and procedure, and most importantly, safety. And I'm grateful for that experience because it taught me now what I needed to be at this level and this magnitude. One day, I had a guy, he was like, I need to ship my stuff. And I was like, sure, I'll ship it for you. No, I don't use FedEx. I use air cargo. I ship it air freight. I said, you do what? He was like, I ship it air freight. He was like, you need to be an air freight forwarder. And that was all it took. But it was the air freight that really took me to the next level.
Hustle fam, and we are back with another amazing episode. And oh my gosh, I am so excited today. I have the queen in the building, y'all, Miss Tremel. She told me to call it Tremel K, but I'm just saying Tremel Riches Kakoye, right?
Yes.
All right. The CEO of Pronto Shipping.
Yes.
Right? Man, we're going to talk about so much today because you specialize in everything from trucking to warehousing to air freight.
Right.
I don't even know where to start with you. I'm going to be honest because you do so much. I don't know where to start, but I know where we always start is we start from the beginning.
Oh, God.
Right?
I can tell you about that.
All right. So listen, first of all, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for doing this. By the way, we are on location. So, we're here in the building. So listen, again, thank you for being on the show.
You're
I appreciate
welcome.
it,
You're
Tremel.
welcome.
We've been trying to do this for what, 2 years now?
2 years.
So we finally made it happen.
Yes.
All right. So y'all in for a treat. I promise y'all. But let's get into it. Let's start from the beginning, Tremel. First of all, where are you from? Tell us a little bit about your background. Let's get into it.
Okay. So I am from, I was born in California, grew up in Houston, and I just a regular student in high school, went on to Texas Southern University, got my undergrad, then went on to UT, and I got my master's in social work. Okay. And I got licensed as a social worker. And then let's keep going to 2013.
Okay.
That's when I opened up Pronto.
Okay.
Did I think it was going to grow to this big? No.
All right, Hustle fam, listen, y'all. I am here live on location at OTR Capital. Happy to announce our new strategic partnership with OTR Capital. I'm here with Grace Marr. My friend, how are you, Grace?
Awesome. It's so good to have you here.
When we aligned with somebody, aligned with a brand, we wanted to make sure that we had the right people standing behind us and that could help our community and kind of take them further along in their journey because, we can only bring them so far, right? We need to create those strategic partnerships to take them to the next level. And that's what I think that this relationship and this partnership is going to do. Grace, tell the people a little bit about OTR and what you guys do.
Yeah, thanks, Ramel. So we are a factoring company. We've been doing this for 10 years. We're dedicated to trucking companies' success and offering tools and services to help them to continue to succeed. Education is so important to us for our clients and helping them continue to grow their business. I know we have similar missions. We really do care about trucking companies and we're both from a trucking background. OTR isn't a financial services company coming off of a bank. We're based out of transportation and third-party logistics company, and you yourself, ran trucking and had a CDL. So
Yep.
It's like, for us, it's amazing to be able to come together in this way.
The culture here is awesome. I love working with you guys. I love the people here. And it's great, man. I think we could do some beautiful things together, create epic content, add epic value. And I'm really excited and looking forward to doing this with you guys. I mean, it took me a long time to really, partner with someone in this way. And I decided to do it with you guys because I feel that you're the right company to add value to our audience.
We completely agree. We're super excited, thrilled to be a part of it. Thank you so much.
Truck and Hustle OTR, we're now together. We're locked in. Hustle fam, we love y'all. If you smell something burning, it's only your desire.
Did I ever imagine it would be 2 locations? No. But I just knew I have a strong work ethic, very, very strong work ethic. I will work 24 hours a day to get where I need to be.
Okay, got you. So you took a big leap there. We gonna
Huge
bring it
leap.
back a little bit, right? So you said you were born in California. How long did you live in California?
I was just born there.
Okay, so baby.
So just a baby. And then
Got
my
you.
mom got
Then you
married
moved to
to my
Houston.
dad.
Okay.
And I grew up in Houston.
All right,
grew up in Houston.
Grew up in Houston. What like particular area? Is there like I know Houston has like a bunch of different
Houston,
areas,
I graduated from Worthing High School.
right? Worthing High School. What type of student were you?
I really was not much of, I was just an average student.
Okay.
Just an average student, but I always had hustle.
Okay.
I always had hustle.
All right.
I worked at Kmart at 16 years old. Just always had hustle.
All right, got you. So aside from, tell me a little bit more about your hustle. You're working at a young age. What else did you do as a kid? Did you play any sports? Did you do anything else?
My sister, my identical twin sister, Roxelle Richards, she played sports. I was always a cute twin.
Okay, got you. All right, so 16, you're working, you're kind of making your way. Then you said you went to college, right?
Yes, I
Okay,
went to
and
Texas Southern
Texas Southern?
University,
Okay.
undergrad, and
All right.
then after that, I got my master's from the University of Texas at Arlington.
Okay,
I have my master's degree in social work.
okay. So tell me about college days. Any?
Yes, I enjoy college. Now,
Okay.
college, I enjoy college. You meet a lot. You make a lot of great relationships in college, so I enjoyed that.
Okay, got you. So after college, what do you do?
So I was just working. I was just working a job.
And you said you got a degree in what? I'm sorry to cut you
Social
off.
work.
Social work.
Social work.
Okay, so after college, you get into social work?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so
I
go ahead,
worked
tell the story.
several jobs as a social worker. And then one day, my last job I worked, I said, you know what? Enough of me working for someone else. So me and my husband were arguing. We were going down Chimney Rock. We was arguing. I was like, I'm quitting this job. I'm gonna open up my own business. And no, Tremel, you can't do that. I was like, watch me.
Right.
We found a location. And I said, that's the spot right there. Look at the traffic. Look at the traffic. And there's no shipping place. And I said, and you're going to do taxes, Ben, because Ben, my husband's real smart. And I said, you're going to do taxes there.
Okay.
And so the birth of Pronto began.
Okay, so real quick. So you knew you wanted to open up your own business.
Yes.
Right, but you said you're driving down Chimney Rock.
Chimney
you said,
Rock.
and you're looking at different buildings.
Looking at different buildings. And I said, I'm going to open up my own company.
What made you say you want to do a shipping company? Where'd that come from?
Okay, so I looked at the location. This was in 2013. This
Okay.
is like before the social media craze and all of that.
Okay.
And I'm looking, I said, there's no place to ship anything. So I said, Ben, while you doing taxes, I'm going to go ahead and do the shipping.
Okay.
So we're going to have multiple things going on, you know.
Did you know anybody else who was in shipping or
I
in?
had to learn everything.
Okay.
Everything. I did not have a me.
Got you.
Could you imagine? I had to learn about air freight. I had to learn about trucking. I had so many mistakes, so many like I had to learn. It was just like I had to learn everything.
Right. Now I got you. So, but what's interesting to me is you come from social worker background, but you're thinking about shipping. Like as a social worker, what would make you think about shipping? That's I'm trying to make that connection.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? Social work and education teaches you how to think.
Okay.
You see how I opened up a company and I knew how to think.
Okay.
I knew, hey, I'm driving. There's nowhere to ship. I'm looking at the demographic, the diversity in that area of Chimney Rock and the Galleria. This is a perfect location.
Gotcha.
To open up something like this.
So
and boy, did I open.
So at that point, who would be your competition at that point? Were there
It
any
was
other
FedEx,
shipping
so
places?
I was FedEx right up the street.
Okay.
And so just the FedEx up the street, I became a FedEx authorized ship center, DHL authorized ship center. And then people were coming to me shipping, and then they would have large stuff, huge, large things. And I said, you know what? I was talking to someone. They said, you need to go into air freight. And I'm the type of person, you just tell me something one time, I'm going to take it and I'm going to run with it.
Okay.
And that's when I started researching
Air freight.
air freight.
Okay. Got you. So you saw the only people that you could really model was like big companies like FedEx.
That's it. But FedEx is known for small packages.
Okay.
They won't ship anything like a car. Some stuff you have to put on a plane. When it comes to $1 million art pieces, you cannot put that on a truck.
Okay.
Diamonds, freight that is very valuable, they go on a plane. You can't.
Okay.
You can even ship a horse. You know, the horses, the race horses that are like in Qatar that they race them. They go on airplanes.
Okay.
You see? You got to
Gotcha.
get it there fast. You can't put a horse in a closed-in container.
Right. That wouldn't work out too well.
No, you can't. So that was my niche.
Okay.
And boy, did I make it.
So first you started off shipping like regular small packages.
Regular small packages.
So you were kind of competing with the FedEx.
It wasn't even compete. I was a FedEx authorized ship center. So they would send me, hey, go down there. She's still open.
Okay, so stop there. So you became a FedEx authorized ship center. So how does that process work? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. I just applied for it. And
You just applied for it?
I just applied.
I mean, people may not know that information. You could
Yeah,
literally have a location, a brick and mortar, and say, I want to become an authorized
FedEx
shipper?
Ship Center, and then they have to approve you. Now, this is a catch-22.
Okay.
They have to approve you based on the location and is there a need. Now, see, this was back in 2013.
Okay.
So there was a need. Now, I don't know.
It may not be the same as
not
easy.
the same,
Okay.
not easy.
So at that time, you said, because I'm building a story here.
Okay.
So you said, all right, I want to open up a business. You said, I want to open up a shipping business, right?
Correct.
You said, what's the fastest way to open up a shipping business, right? I'm Trammell. I'm not
Yes.
a big, large
I'm not a big-
corporation,
So
right?
how can
how
I-
can I open up that shipping business? You said I could partner with somebody.
You partner.
You partner with FedEx.
Partner with FedEx. You
Okay.
partner with DHL. And believe it or not, in business, when you get to a certain level, partnerships are very, very strong. And then you will feed off of one another.
Okay.
So it was at a time where I remember the FedEx right up the street, they wouldn't ship certain items. And they would say, go right down the street to Pronto. She'll ship it. So I was shipping, like, of course, hairspray and things of that nature. That's hazardous. So, of course, I have a mentor. His name is Larry, and he does the hazmat packaging.
Okay.
So things that they weren't shipping at the time, I would ship.
Okay.
You
Got
know?
you. Can you tell us a little bit about, like, financially, like, what type of money were you making to ship products, just to give us an idea what that business makes? Are you making small margins per product, or how does that business model work?
Very small part, I wasn't making that much.
Okay.
It was the air freight
Okay.
that really took me to the next level.
Got you. So at that point, when you're shipping like the smaller products, you're not really making a lot of money, but you find this niche.
I found my niche.
And you said somebody told you, hey, you should ship air freight.
Yes.
Who was that person, and why did they tell you that?
Okay. So one day, I had a guy, he came in, he was from Qatar.
Okay.
He was like, I need to ship my stuff. And I was like, sure, I'll ship it for you. No, I don't use FedEx. I use air cargo. I ship it air freight. I said, you do what? He was like, I ship it air freight. He was like, you need to be an air freight forwarder. And that was all it took.
Okay.
So I immediately went through that whole process and got my air freight forwarding license.
Okay.
And then it spread like wildfire. He referred me everyone. I was shipping so much then. They knew me at the air freight terminals. I was shipping everything.
So he came to your business
to ship a DHL package.
Okay, got you. And then he started talking about
DHL.
He started talking about the other things that he has to ship, and he said he doesn't use.
Yeah, and he said, I don't use that. You need to be an air freight forwarder. He was like, and he just blew me off.
Right.
And so I went through that whole process and got my air freight forwarder's license.
Okay.
And then that was
a start.
That was the jump.
That was
the jump that I needed.
Okay, so talk to me about becoming an air freight forwarder. What does that, for someone listening who's interested in that, like what does that take compliance wise?
It's very you regulated through TSA.
Okay.
So it's not something that you can just jump in.
Okay.
They have to approve you.
Okay.
And there's financials, there's disclosures, there's a lot of things that come into play on whether or not they're going to approve you.
Okay.
So it's just not nothing that you can just go and just open. No.
How long does that process take?
Back then it took me from the time I submitted my application, did all the paperwork, all the documents. It took me about a little over 8 months.
About 8 months.
8
and
months.
And do you remember like what the costs were in terms of all the paperwork and everything to kind of get started?
No, I did all my own paperwork.
Oh, you did everything yourself?
All my own paperwork.
Okay.
There was no cost. It was just trying to get approval.
Okay. Got you. So let me
and then they have to come out and inspect your place and this and this.
So how many other air freight forwarders were there in the area?
None. I was the only one.
So you were monopolizing this air freight
business
space, right? Okay, cool. So now you said at this point things kind of jump. It goes crazy.
Things were jumping. And then I would use trucks to take my shipments. This is where the trucking came in.
Okay.
See, I'm a shipper. Remember, let's get down to what I really am.
You're a shipper. Okay.
I'm a shipper.
Okay.
Then the trucks came.
Okay.
I'm not like the traditional jumped and bought a truck.
Right.
No.
Right.
And I'm glad I did it that way. If I could go back, I'm so glad I did it that way.
Okay.
So there is what I would say in transportation. There's air freight, which is first. Then there's ocean, which is second. There's rail, which is third. And then the trucks are at the bottom, is ground.
Right.
That's the order of operations for transportation.
Gotcha.
So air freight is at the top of the supply chain.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So now you become this air freight forwarder, right? How do you get the word out to where, first of all, where were people going before to ship their air freight?
That's what
and like, because all of a sudden, like you said, your business started exploding. So now people are coming out the woodwork. So what were they doing before they found you? And first, you can answer that question. And then the second question is, how did you find them? Like, how did you start to market yourself?
Location.
Okay.
My location is prime. In that location that I'm in on Chimney Rock, and it's still open.
Okay.
It's a prime location, very diverse location. And so a lot of people are coming from all over, moving into that area. And I remember having several clients, they would go to the medical center for cancer treatment, and they would need someone to ship their home things back to them. You see?
Right.
So they can't, FedEx is not going to ship furnitures and this and this. They're just not.
Right.
And so they have to use an air freight forwarder.
Okay. So you're marketing yourself as an air freight forwarder. At this point, are you still doing small packages too? Or are you just kind of like a little bit on the side?
A little bit on the side.
Right. But for the most part, you're focusing on this
air
niche.
freight. So
okay, got you. So give us an idea. You just now said like furniture. What are some other things that go on air freight?
Cars.
Okay.
I helped my mentor Larry out on some air freight, some oil field samples. Him and I worked together on that. That's hazardous.
Okay.
So you definitely have to get with somebody who knows how to package hazmat. And so him and I worked together on a lot of things. So there's all different. They even had chickens at the when I went to the terminal one day.
Chickens.
Chickens.
Right.
Can you believe chickens?
That's crazy.
They have to go on a plane.
Okay.
Cars that are very high in value. It was some sort of Testarossa, like this expensive car.
Okay.
They don't put you can't put that on a container. They want that
right
on a plane.
On a plane.
Yeah.
So
you can get an account. So for me, then I don't know if I should say this or not, but for me, you can get an account maybe with Cargo Lux. Now they're not giving accounts.
Okay.
Now they're not giving accounts. But again, I've been in the game so long, so you get you an account maybe with Cargo Lux, and you'll be able to ship where you need to ship.
Okay, got you. So
on their freighter planes, they have freighter planes.
Okay, so you're as an air freight forwarder, could you just explain what your job is? I mean, you're like the middleman or the middlewoman. So who are you connecting, and how does that? So
you create your own airway bills. Once you become an air freight forwarder, you create your own airway bills.
What's an airway bill? Because that's talking over my head.
I'm sorry.
I don't understand what that is.
So you create your own manifest. So I have to create my own manifest. Who's shipped to the consignee? Where's it going? And do all the customs things that need to take place on the airway bill, and then you ship it out.
Okay.
So you ship from airport to airport.
Okay.
So that's what I would do: ship from airport to airport, and then someone else would go and pick up. They would pick up their belongings either from the airport themselves, or I would arrange for a courier on that end to pick up their belongings there and take it direct to their house. Okay,
so are you shipping things out of the Houston area only, or are you shipping things like nationwide?
When you air freight, you're shipping from maybe Houston to airport to Nigeria.
To another airport.
You're doing a whole nother country.
Right.
As an air freight forwarder.
But you would only be focusing on this area. Like there weren't people calling you from like, let's say, New Jersey and saying, hey, I need something shipped. No. It would just be people who kind of walk into your facility.
Right. And I would mainly focus on Nigeria, Qatar, different countries. Europe. I've shipped to Europe before. I've shipped to India before.
Okay.
I had and believe it or not, customers are your biggest referral source and your growth of your company. they would constantly come. Oh, my friend used you. Can you ship my stuff? My friend used you. My friend, and then you get a name for yourself. You know, believe it or not, you get a name for yourself. So you do good business, and they will trust you.
About how long did it take you to kind of establish yourself as, you know, a force in air freight in the area? Like after you got started.
2013, 2014, 2015, I was heavy.
So by 2015, you were heavy.
Heavy in air freight.
So when you say heavy, can you give us an idea like how much packages you're moving, or like just so we could understand, put it in context, like what does that mean, like when you were at that point?
So you know what? I've been working in my business so much, you guys. Right. Everything is kind of a blur.
And I'm talking about like 7-8 years ago too, by the way.
Yeah.
So but I'm trying to still get. You're trying to build that
story.
Yeah.
So I can remember, like I have a file cabinet, and I keep all of my customers there. So I could just remember they calling me, hey, can you ship here? Calling, getting a quote. And then I create the airway bills. Now, however, this year I do have an account with Southwest Airlines, so I will ship through them. So I have birthday cakes that I ship through Southwest Airlines. Wow. Tires, I'm gonna call them this week and see if I can get some tires shipped. Some stuff you just have to put on the plane.
Okay, got you.
And some stuff you don't want to put, like if a air freight, you can get it there the same day. You can get a wedding cake the same day where it needs to go, and it won't be all crushed or tumbled.
Right.
You know, some stuff you just have to put. I got a call recently about shipping a body.
Shipping a body?
A body.
A cadaver?
Well, someone passed away in a third world country, and they called me and said, hey, can you help ship my cousin's body from Dominican Republic here? And of course, I said, no, I can't do it, but let me refer you somebody else who can ship it from the Dominican Republic to Houston. As an air freight forwarder, you do have to be IATA certified for it to come from out of the country into the United States. You do have to then become IATA certified. So not only do you have to have your air freight forwarder's license, you have to then become IATA, which is another regulation that you have to have and certification that you have to have. But a lot of girls, they're going to Dominican Republic and they get their bodies done. Well, unfortunately, some of them don't make it.
Oh, wow. So that was like that situation.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
So those bodies have to go on the plane.
Wow.
So some stuff the mode of transportation has to be an airplane.
Right. So you see like a bunch of different things.
You get all kind of calls once you become an air freight forwarder. You get all kind of calls.
Okay, got you. All right. So you start growing pronto as an air freight forwarder.
And then I started going to the air freight terminals, and I started seeing trucks. And I was paying a trucker then to come pick up my stuff. I said, I'm going to get my own truck.
Okay, got you. So that's how we kind of pivoted into trucking.
That's how we pivoted to trucking.
So somebody is coming to pick up your packages.
My stuff.
Your stuff that you have to bring over to the So they're actually bringing the stuff here.
They would bring. I would have them bring them to my warehouse. So at the Chimney Rock location. Y'all follow me. You remember my
Yeah. Chimney Rock. I got you.
I used to say, drop your stuff in the back of my warehouse. Okay. We'll package it later.
Okay.
And so that's what I would do.
Got you. Okay. And then you'd have a truck driver come bring that to the airport.
Yes, that's exactly what I would do.
Okay, got you. So keep on telling the story.
And so then I said, let me get my own truck. And then I got my own authority. And then I became a FedEx ground contractor. FedEx ground contractor. I was with FedEx ground first. I learned a lot with FedEx ground. I learned how to run a trucking company.
Okay.
And then I sold that contract, and then I went federal and never looked back.
Got you. How was it? Was it difficult to become a FedEx ground contractor at that time?
Well, back then, it's relationships, and I got a contract. I didn't have to purchase my contract.
Okay.
Now you can purchase a FedEx ground contract.
Correct.
You know, but I didn't. I didn't have to.
Okay.
I know some people.
Know some people.
I know some people.
All right. Got you.
So back then I didn't have to. I became a FedEx. And FedEx ground, I learned so much being a FedEx ground contractor. I learned rules, policy, and procedure, and most importantly, safety. I learned so much, and I'm grateful for that experience because it taught me now what I needed to be at this level and this magnitude and running a full logistics company, and how safety is number one in everything. You need to be able to count those hours of service. The hours of service make sure that driver is not driving down the road sleepy.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So everything kind of worked in God's time and how it needed to be.
Yeah, everything worked out kind of together, and you were just building it as you went along.
Building.
So you get your first truck. Tell me about, because that's obviously something new now. Tell me about that experience.
My first truck, was a disaster.
What happened? What happened? Tell me about it.
It's so many mistakes. And since we here, I put all those mistakes right here, y'all. Right here. Go right here to my website. It's in English and Spanish. Look at there. English, www.thetransportationacademy.com. When I wrote this book, it was therapy for me. Wow. Literally, when I wrote it, it was therapeutic for me. I said it all. I said everything. I talked about the financing, how they will put fixed interest rates that are extremely high in the cost of a truck. So your truck note may be $2,000 a month, but only $200 of it goes to the principal of the truck.
Right. That's a problem. That's not good.
$1,800 is in financing. Yes, I talk about those financing companies in this book.
Yeah.
Amir.
So
equipment financing.
So is that's what happened to you? I'm assuming.
Yes,
first time around.
First time around.
So you financed your first truck?
Financed my first truck. Will I ever tell you to buy a truck? No, never. Buy a truck. You better lease you a truck.
Okay.
The mechanics, first of all, will take advantage of you. I had a mechanic list on my website, but I've recently just took it down. Right. You know why? Because those mechanics are shady. They will never. I had an incident when one truck, a mechanic was like, yeah, I replaced all of your fuel injectors. Took the truck to Freightliner. Only 2 fuel injectors was replaced.
Right.
And you charged me $3,800.
Wow. So they were taking advantage of you.
Yes.
They're trying to catch you coming and going. Did you have anybody, any mentorship or anybody to help you out?
I didn't have nobody. This was back then. I didn't have nobody.
Right.
I had nobody, and it was just like, I remember one year because at that time, this was 2015, 2016, I was running 7 trucks.
Okay.
I owned all 7 trucks.
Okay.
Can you imagine having 7 trucks breaking down on you?
Nah, that's crazy.
1 year in maintenance, I think in 2017, I spent over $100,000 in maintenance.
Right. Now.
That was it for me.
That was enough.
Now I'm leasing my trucks.
Okay.
And boy, oh boy.
It's better. It's better on the leasing side.
Guess how much money I have spent in maintenance since I have been leasing from Ryder and Penske? Guess how much? Y'all ready?
0. Yep.
0 in maintenance.
Right.
0, which is why I tell all of these new people, why are you buying a truck? Go through the process and lease your truck on. I did. I was with FedEx Ground. I leased my Pronto trucks. How do you think I came up with 7 trucks? I wasn't on 7 trucks on a low board.
Right.
I had a contract. So when you have a contract, you have dedicated routes. So it was okay for me to have 7 trucks, because one thing FedEx is going to do, they're going to keep that truck moving. They're going to keep that truck going. It's called continuity of freight. And the freight has to go. You think I'm going to get 7 trucks and be on a low board? That's called suicide of your money. Why would I do that?
Right. So let's talk about how you built up to the 7 trucks. So you started with 1, and that 1 was originally just to commute the
air freight.
The air freight.
And then once I got it with FedEx, it was like
right. So you become a FedEx ground contractor, right? So what was the spark that made you say, you know what, I want to make this thing bigger than just the commute from my warehouse to the airport. I want to start growing a trucking company now. What made you want to do that?
Because they kept giving me contracts. I kept getting awarded dedicated routes.
Okay. Why? Why were they giving you contracts? Because they thought
because I know how to run a company. Cool? Not because that was cool. Not at all,
No, but I'm
because
saying-
I had no service failures.
Oh, okay.
No
okay.
service failures.
No, but I'm saying before that, because your original truck was just
for pronto.
and then you got the contract. So that same truck you were running for FedEx too?
Yes.
Okay, got you.
Yes. You're so smart.
I just gotta put it together.
You have to call me out. I was running both, okay?
I gotta put it together. We
I
gotta
was running both. FedEx and my own authority.
Okay. Hey, it's all good.
Listen,
statute of limitations.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Statute of limitations.
I sold the contract
It's
now.
done. It's done. It's all done. We ain't gotta worry about that. All right, cool. So we start pivoting. Now you're working for FedEx. You're leased on.
I'm leased on. You're leased on to FedEx. So when you lease on to FedEx, you're only supposed to run just for FedEx.
Okay.
Okay. All smiles to the side. But you're only supposed to run just for FedEx for insurance purposes, because they have a contract, an insurance company that they use called Marsh. So you can only be with FedEx Ground.
Got you. How was that business growing with FedEx? Talk about that.
I learned a lot. And when it was time for me to pivot, I pivot. And if you do well with FedEx, you can sell your contracts.
Okay.
If you make good relationships, you can sell your contracts. And that's what I did. I sold my contract and then started full speed with warehousing.
So
and never look back.
When you say you learned a lot, tell me a little bit about the things you learned, because obviously now you have to hire drivers, right? So
you have a hiring process that they use that I mimic with FedEx. So the same hiring process that they use with me, that's what I use now with my drivers.
Okay.
The same safety meetings that they have, that's what I use with my drivers. Down to they would send trucks. If they're going long distance, they wouldn't send 1 or 2 trucks going that same distance. They would send 4 or 5 trucks going the same distance. So if one truck had a breakdown and they have what you call double trailers, they would be able to pick up that trailer and keep it moving. Continuity of freight.
Right.
You know?
Got you.
So you learn those things when you're with a big company. You know, you learn to do what to do if a truck flips, what to do if a load shifts, what to do if a fatality occurs. That's all a part of running the transportation company.
Right, 100%. What were some of the biggest failures during that time or biggest challenges?
Oh my God. If you were in trucking, you're going to have your first accident.
Right.
That's part. You just better pray to God you have all your resources in place and pray that no fatality occurs. But when I was with FedEx Ground, you had cameras in the trucks. So we have cameras in trucks. We have every tool that we need to be able to support the company and protect that company as well.
Right.
So, yeah.
Got you. Okay.
So I mimic that. So my trucks, they have cameras.
Right.
We have safety meetings every month. And you're going to be professional. You're going to wear a shirt. I wear a Pronto uniform every day. You're going to wear a Pronto shirt to work here. And if you can't, you better get out of here.
Right.
We're going to be professional over here.
Nah, I got you. So you start kind of mimicking, fix your necklace is to the side. You start kind of mimicking, FedEx in terms of the SOPs, standard operating procedures.
Yes, I started mimicking everything that they do down to the driver's road test.
Okay.
When we hire a driver here at Pronto, you got to go for a road test. And one of my drivers been with me 7 years. He road tests every driver. And one driver, he said, Tremel, he can't drive. He cannot drive. Do not hire him.
Right.
And I didn't hire him.
Right. You had that lead driver in place to make
I
sure.
have
everybody...
Maurice. He's been with me 7 years, and I trust everything that he says. If he says, Tremel, he can't drive, he can't drive.
Got you. Okay.
And for me, I'm at the level where mistakes can't happen. So in order to work for my company, you need to have 10 years experience.
10 years? Wow. That's mandated? Is that just your
that's
own
my
personal...
company mandate. I mean, we work with drayage. Drayage is a specialty freight, whether or not you know it. You have to even have special insurance for drayage.
Right.
I don't have, and at the port is dangerous, So you need a driver to not only have that experience for how to operate a truck, how to operate a load, but he also needs further education in how to operate inside of the Port of Houston.
Right.
You will not embarrass my company, first and foremost, and we have to protect the safety of the public. At the end of the day, it's about the safety of the public. You have innocent children, you have innocent moms, you have innocent dads, you have people. And that truck that's 80,000 pounds can become a weapon, and it could kill somebody. So you have to protect the safety of the public and your company. And for me, I do that. I need a driver with 10 years experience, no criminal record.
Gotcha. You gotta be Jesus to basically work for you.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say Jesus. I'm not gonna say Jesus because I have drivers that have been with me a long, long time.
Yeah.
And they just stuck with me.
Got you.
Maurice been with me 7 years.
What's your key to retention, to retaining your drivers?
Dedication, dedicated routes, and structure. My key and to retain drivers is you need to have structure in place. Drivers like structure. They like to know where they're going every day. And if you can give them a dedicated route, clean environment, and pay them every week, you have no problem with retention.
Right, 100%. Okay, cool. All right, so you said you sell the FedEx route, right? Okay, you make some good money from that?
Sure did.
Okay, you want to tell us how much?
I'm not going to say.
All right, no problem. I figured I'd try.
Back in 2017.
I figured I'd give it a shot. I mean, it's past the statute of limitations. We can talk about it. All right, no problem. I'll ask you again later. Maybe you'll forget. All right, and then you said you start focusing on warehousing.
Federal contracting.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And warehousing.
And warehousing. How do you get into that space? Let's talk about that.
So I am a current federal contractor. Of course, you need to have all of your ducks in a row, tax returns, and I am 8A certified. I'm in my 5th year of being 8A, SBA 8A certified. And again, have your tax returns in place, be woman-owned, get all those certifications, and go ahead and position yourself to be in the SBA 8A program, or just position yourself to be able to do some federal contracting.
How'd you find out about that as an opportunity? How'd you learn about federal contracting at that time? I
would get emails a lot on my email about, SBA, 8A, register your company, this. And that's what I did. I got my certification in 2017, SBA 8A.
Okay.
I'm in my 5th year.
5th year now.
5th year, SBA 8A.
SBA 8A.
But I've been in business since 2013. So what, that's 9 years?
That's 9 years.
9 years. I've been in business 9 years.
You almost at 10.
So now it look like success. So it really is true. It will look like a success. The success takes 10 years.
Yeah. How did that change your business once you got 8A certified and all that? Talk about that. Talk about some of the changes that occurred once that happened.
I was awarded a huge contract, prime contractor. I'm a prime contractor currently.
What does that mean, prime contractor?
Meaning my company was awarded the contract and we do the work.
Okay.
We don't sub it out. However, I can sub it out, but I don't.
Okay. Why did you decide to do?
Because I'm Tramel and I gotta be in the midst of everything, and I don't trust nobody but me.
Okay. When you got that contract, were you prepared to do that work, or did you have to get prepared to do it? Like, did you have to start leveling up to be able to do it, or did you have the capacity to handle that, whatever that contract was at the time?
One thing business will teach you is how to think. One thing school will teach you how to think, and one thing business will do is help you show you how to execute. You get where I'm going with that?
Yeah.
So when you awarded a major contract, it's so important to have the accounts with Ryder, the accounts with Penske, the account with Premier, so that you'll be able, if you need 15 trucks, okay, I got my accounts, I can go to Ryder and grab 15 trucks. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I can go to Penske. I can go to Premier. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's so
partners
important.
In place.
It's so important to have at the federal level, to have those partners in place. Because when you get to the federal level, it's just no excuses.
Gotcha.
It's none.
Gotcha.
It's come on, let's go. Let's bring it.
So, I mean, was that challenging or scary in any way when you got awarded these contracts? Because they're actually putting demands on you now that you have to fulfill these contracts, right?
Yeah.
And like you said, you had to reach out to some partners. You probably had to staff up to.
I had to staff up. One thing in the federal world, you may be awarded a contract for 3 years or 4 years, but you have a certain amount of time to, they have the fiscal year when it starts every year, and you have a certain amount of time each year to do that contract. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you can complete it in this amount of time, or there's no rush of what I'm trying to say.
Okay. They're not like saying it has to be done by next month or whatever the case may be.
Exactly. You just
have
make sure
time
you
to get to that point.
You have time to say, hey, okay, we've been awarded. And then they say, well, what day you going to come?
Right.
This is the time. Okay, this is what you need to get in place. We will be there such and such date to execute and pick up the freight.
Got you. How were you excited when you got that first contract? Did you even know what you were getting into? Like, was it
I was nervous. I was scared. And then when I did my first billing, I was like, oh, I hope I'm doing this right.
Right. Because they give you, I mean, I hear about people getting contracts all the time. So it's like you receive an email and they're like, hey, you've been awarded the $10 million contract to do. Like, how does it work? Explain. Because I think there's some confusion about how it works when a contract is awarded to you, so people could understand how the process works.
So once a federal contract is awarded to you, you get the paperwork in the email. You sign off on it. You have to understand your expectations. When is a contract start date? When is a contract end date for that year? So if you were awarded a 3 to 4 year contract, when's the start date? When's the end date? And you coordinate with that federal agency. For example, with FEMA, you say, hey, my trucks will show up this day. We'll go ahead and service and pick up. So, yeah.
So was it a FEMA contract?
Yes.
Okay, got you. Like, can you get an idea like what you were doing, like low level, like just an idea so people could understand? I know, but just an idea. Like, were you picking up like hurricane relief or something like that?
Picking up. That's all I'm gonna say.
You were picking up some things from someplace that was government related.
Yeah, picking up expired meals.
Okay, got you. Okay, cool. And that was
That's how come I know about trash. How do you think I knew about the trash when he was talking?
and that was a 3 year contract?
It's currently
still
it's still going. Right
it's still
now.
going. That's still in your bag.
Yes.
I didn't know. I thought we were past the statute of limitations.
We're not past nothing. That's why I'm looking at you like, right?
Okay. So you picking up some stuff. All right, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
currently.
All right, cool. So that's a beautiful thing. All right, so you get into that. Obviously, that changes your business because now you have consistency, you have dedicated freight, and everybody's happy. The drivers are happy.
Everybody happy.
Everybody's good to go.
Yeah.
All right, then you start. You said what's next? So
I'm currently. I've never left warehousing go.
Okay,
Never let warehousing
let's
go.
go back because that kind of stemmed from 15 to now. You said 5 years?
Which one?
The government contract. Federal contract.
The first
that's been 5 years now.
The first prime I was awarded was in 2020.
Okay, 2020. All right, so you're
still
doing
going
that.
Now. That's what I'm trying to tell
cool. All right. I'm bad. All right, so let's rewind a little bit. Let's rewind a little bit to the FedEx. We're gonna go back to FedEx.
That's right. I was there the longest.
See, like FedEx is sold. We can talk about that. All right, so let's go back to FedEx. You sell that FedEx ground contract. You make some money that you're not going to tell me how much you made, and then you get into warehousing, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so tell me about...
Which I was already into warehousing because as an air freight forwarder, you have to have a warehouse. Yeah.
Okay.
So I never stopped.
So you never stopped. All right, so how do you kind of transition your business into like, I guess, more like full-time warehousing or warehousing for other people? Like what's the plan? Talk about that.
Then once you there into air freight, then you go into drayage, which is me. And so then started picking up at the ports.
Can you explain what drayage is for people who don't understand
that's the ports. When you go inside of the ports. And you know what? I actually gave a live seminar on warehousing and doing business with the ports. And I wish everybody on my page should have came to that seminar. It's crazy. This was the seminar that I actually gave in 2020, and I had only 8 people show up.
Oh, wow. All of that information. But you know what? That happens all the time. People are never
look where we are now. Guess what's the boom?
Listen,
drayage.
Yeah.
The ships are stuck in the water.
Yeah.
So everyone that came to that seminar, and I poured into them. Look at Marcus. There's Marcus.
Yeah.
Blue Collar was at my seminar.
so they're ahead of the game.
So know,
there's a lot of rich people making some money on this
that's
board.
what I'm saying. You got people they do, and my girl Victoria, there she is right there. She's doing good. I helped her get her warehouse going, and she's booming.
Okay.
And Anitra, I helped her get her warehouse going, and she's booming. So I had some heavy hitters in this little 8 people class there.
Dope.
Now
you had to write 8 people.
I had to write 8 people, and everybody is flourishing now.
Yeah.
That is just one class. I really wish I was trying to tell people, but it's you can't say what you know when you at a different level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You kind of got to be, okay, can you come? Y'all come. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Trying to tell them what's going on. All right, so give us a little bit of a sneak peek of what was happening in that class. Help us understand, even if it's on a high level, like just understand why drayage is important, how it can benefit.
How can it? First of all, drayage is a specialty freight, and everything that before it gets into the stores is coming in on a boat, on a ship. So I taught them how the interchange, what it means to do business with the port. I taught them about interchange agreements. I taught them about pricing, everything that they needed to know to be able to scale their company, not just going on a load board, and getting a load with a flatbed load. I gave them so much of my documentation. I was just like, here you go. This is what I use. This is how I do. They basically saw how I ran my operation. Got you.
So you were doing the warehousing with drayage. So how does that, because that's on the trucking side, how does the warehousing play into it?
So a lot of times when we'll pull like a load that's maybe 50,000 pounds from the port, they will need someone to take it out, take the freight out of the container, palletize it, shrink wrap, and distribute it out.
Got you.
So we're more of a distribution.
Okay. So once you palletize it, shrink wrap it, who's coming to pick that load up from there?
Based on, this is where you can I can have my trucks do it, or I will then call on the operator. So right now, depend on where it's going. So if I have something that's going to Chicago, I'll call on the operator. Hey, can you pick it up? And then they'll come here to my warehouse and pick it up. Okay,
so outside of that, how are you're making money for the drayage by storage?
Storage, I'm making money by pallet, all the accessorial charges that you can charge, which is so important to a trucking company to understand accessorial charges and what you're going to be able to charge a consumer: congestion fee, palletize, drayage fee, transload, floor load, all of those, the terminology that goes into drayage.
Yeah. Can you help us understand some of those like type of money you can make doing that? You don't got to say exact numbers, but just so just so we understand, for an example, if somebody was at the ports and they needed to, bring a load and have it shrink wrap and palletize, you could probably charge around this for storage warehouse space around, not exact numbers, but around.
Well, first of all, I need to know, and so to me, the numbers change based on what the freight is.
Okay.
Again, so I need to know what the freight is. What is it? What is inside of that container?
Okay.
Is it an open top? Is it a reefer? Is it a dry? What's in it? Is it boxes? Is it reels? I need to know, and then I can be able to tell you a price, which I have a price sheet to be able to tell you the prices.
What the price is. How did you, when you first got into it, how did you know how to price?
I would call around to other drayage companies.
Okay. You were like, how much do you charge for this?
Right. And how much, and then when you get to storing huge stuff that takes up so much space, you have to charge by the square footage. So what I would charge for a pallets and a shrink wrap, I'm not going to charge you to store this big old reel that's taking up all of my floor space, because in warehousing, it's floor space. And floor space is so important, and you have to protect the integrity of the floor space.
Got you. Okay, so at this point, you're still at your first warehouse, right? Mm-hmm. How much square footage did you have over there?
Oh my God. We made it work though. I love my drivers. I love everybody. We made it work, child. We had 2,500 square feet over there.
2,500 square feet?
Yeah.
So y'all were going wide and up, huh?
And we were making it work.
Did y'all have high ceilings?
We were making it work over there, okay? We had high ceilings and we was making it work over there. You got to start from somewhere.
No, 100%. Listen, you have a warehouse.
Yeah. I wasn't, hey, because I didn't have this big 20,000 square foot where I'm at now. Right. Oh, no.
Right. We in 20,000 now. Times have changed, guys. It's not 2,500 no more. We done 10x that. but okay, all right. So you're in a smaller space, obviously. How are you getting your customers? How are you
word of mouth? Believe it or not, you guys, when you are in a specialty like cold storage, now I have reefer plugs. Importers will refer you other importers. So I don't have to do any advertising.
Right.
I don't do it.
So it's almost like once you do work for one person or a couple of people, they're just like, well,
we trust her. We trust her.
Check her out.
We
check
trust
Pronto
her.
out. They took care of you.
Check Pronto out. People will they will carry your company. And you don't of course, when you type in Pronto shipping, I pop right up on Google.
Yeah.
But other than that, they will literally Google and word of mouth.
What's the difficult part about warehousing that people make? Because everybody wants to have a warehouse. It sounds easy.
No, it's not. It's not.
So what's hard about it?
What's hard about warehousing? Before you get that first customer, be ready to go through $200,000 to $300,000. Be ready, because you got to get your warehouse prepared on the software. You got to get all of your tools to operate a warehouse. Be prepared to spend that money.
Right. You have to have a forklift driver, right?
Yes, forklift driver, and the software. Just the software alone.
The software costs
the
that
software.
much?
You have to have inventory control.
Yeah.
Like software, you have to know where your inventory is in your warehouse.
Right. Got you. But I mean, when you started off,
pallet labels. Like I have a software for pallet labels. I have a software that I use just for it's inventory control management. You have to, and then you have to have another software for accounting.
Right.
So you have like 3 softwares. I probably spent about $20,000 just on software.
Just on software. Got you. All right. So did you ever have any? How many people did you have working in a warehouse at that time? Because it was a smaller warehouse at the time.
You mean my
right?
Chimney Rock location?
Yeah, Chimney Rock. Yeah,
it was me and my drivers, child.
Okay. So they were doubling.
Drivers would be
they were doubling
I'm
as
sitting up here driving a truck, and then I gotta help you warehouse.
So they were doubling as guys in the warehouse and drivers.
The guys were mad at me.
They must have loved you.
Oh my God. Maurice would be like, man, I done been here a long time. I'm working in a warehouse.
Wow.
And so they stuck it out with me, and now we're here.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about the progression. So you start out in the 2,500 square foot warehouse, and then tell me about what happens next after that.
So then I came here.
Okay.
I grew.
You grew.
And boy, did I grow.
Now, let me ask you this.
Was I nervous?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, did you make the decision to move because you had just an influx of customers and a lot going on to where you needed extra space?
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
Got you. But you 10x in space, right?
Yes.
So what was the thought process behind that?
The thought process was I was awarded another contract through the state of Texas, and the contract was, guess what?
Storage?
Exactly.
Okay.
And so that was the push that I needed. It forced me to level up.
Got you. All right. So when did you move into this space now, the 25,000
this space here? Oh my God!
feet.
Next month will be a year.
So you've been in there for a year.
A year.
Okay.
A year.
Okay.
Next month will be a year. Oh my God!
That's crazy. Time flies, right?
It's flying. I've been there a year.
So tell me the differences between running a smaller warehouse and this big warehouse now. Talk about that, because this is a whole nother level of business.
It's a whole nother level of business, a whole level of commitment, another level of responsibility. So every day I have to plan today what I'm doing tomorrow, and I have to beat the truckers. The truckers show up here early to get loaded. They're here at my warehouse ready to get loaded at 7 a.m. So I have to be here sometime at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
In the morning.
And these are not just your guys; these are other people too. Other people, right? As well?
That they're sending their trucks to pick up their freight from here.
Got you. Okay. All right. So, so we go to that. Okay, now I want to talk about the cold storage, right? So when does that come into place?
So the cold storage came into place when I moved to the new location.
Okay, got you. Mm-hmm. Now tell us about cold storage and what that does and how that changes your operation and your business as well.
Wow. Cold storage is huge. Especially you can't get enough cold storage. The expense of a cold storage, that's what costs me the most.
Okay.
Because before you can even get a single piece of freight, You have to pay for your freezers, your refrigerators. You have to pay for someone to come in and do the installation and hauling your floors. You're probably going to spend on your cold storage, depending on how big you have your cold storage, you're going to probably spend about $300,000 to $500,000.
$300,000 to $500,000. Okay, and that is holding like what, produce?
Produce, meats.
Okay, okay, got
food.
you. So how much square footage do you dedicate to the cold storage?
So this side over here, my warehouse, this side is cold storage.
Okay.
Which I would say about 5,000.
Okay.
And then the other 15 is climate control.
Okay, got you. So, so everything else is climate controlled inside the warehouse?
Climate control. So you have this side is climate control, and then this side is cold.
Okay. Got you. All right, cool. So that kind of brings us to current, right? So now the operation
So
is...
let me show you around. I forgot. I'm sorry.
You can't show me on camera. We could do that later.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just
can't
like...
just pick up the camera and go. Let me show you around. That is funny. That is funny. We're going to do that in a second. We'll go through and check it out. All right. So now to kind of like just bundle up the operation in total.
So I basically scaled the company out to the extreme. To kind of, you need reefer plugs, I got it.
Okay.
You need cold storage, I got it. You need climate control, I got it. You need this, I got it. You need yard storage, I got it.
Right. Oh, you have yard storage as well?
Yes.
Okay. Is that on this facility also?
Right here,
Right. You can just pretty much do whatever.
Yeah, or go to my Chimney Rock location.
Got you. So at the other location, are you still using that for storage also?
No, I just the storefront and then the side space and then the back space. But I didn't need the small warehouse anymore because I got all this over here.
So you just do shipping out of there?
So I just do shipping out of there.
Do you do shipping out of here as well?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so you still do the shipping
I still
here?
do the shipping out of both.
Okay, got you. So
still have my DHL, U-Haul over there.
Okay.
I have U-Haul over there too.
Okay. So out of all the businesses now, all the different like arms, like what are you focusing on the most and why?
Now my focus with Pronto is expanding the storage space.
Okay.
Bigger.
Okay.
I'm in works or in talks of purchasing a huge complex in the heart of Truck City, I would say, down the street. So that's where my 2022 is at right now.
Got you. On the trucking side, what do you have going on right now?
On my trucks, I lease.
Okay.
And sometimes rent my trucks.
Okay.
I'm not too proud to say.
So on the need.
Based on the need, because
part.
I'm more into storage now.
Got you. So you have those guys still working with the government contract stuff, and then some.
So I still have to keep my trucks because I need my trucks for my federal stuff.
Okay, got you. And they also will do other moves for the drayage stuff too.
Yes,
well, right?
That's exactly what my drivers do. So they do FEMA and then they do drayage.
Okay. Got you. So that pretty much rounds out the business we're at. So you said the next move is a bigger storage facility.
A bigger storage facility. I'm looking at 5 acres.
5 acres.
Yes.
Wow. How much square footage would that be in the building?
There is currently.
So would you be building it up from ground up?
No, it's currently a warehouse there now.
Okay.
That's about. Oh, look at me, finna
right.
get ready to get up and
moving.
go.
If you don't know the exact number, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah. It's currently a warehouse there now that's about 42,000 square feet.
Okay, damn. That's double in the size again.
Double in where I am.
Okay. So is all of this kind of predicated on like the contracts, like they're coming into where it's like you need to keep on growing in size, or is it like you just see the opportunity?
I see the opportunity,
like, let me just get ahead of the game.
Right. I see and that's what you do as an entrepreneur. And when you find your niche, you scale it.
Right.
And then you also want to. For me, it's about building equity in my company.
Okay.
So the name of the game is to purchase those 5 acres, 42,000 square feet, and own my own facility. So now my company has equity in it.
Gotcha.
So at the name of the game, you want to build your company and sell it one day.
You want to build it to sell. God, do you have a number?
No, not yet.
you don't know what you would take?
I don't know what I would take.
If somebody came and said, hey,
I've had 2 offers already, but
2 offers already.
Yeah, but I want to build some equity in it, put real estate
in
it, which means own my own 5 acres.
Got you. All right, let's talk about Transportation Academy because we didn't touch on that.
Yeah, we
yet.
didn't even touch on it.
You know, we just kind of told your story, but I want to get into that also. What made you start the Transportation Academy? What was like the inception of that? Why did you want to start teaching this stuff?
So I opened up the Transportation Academy, which is an online platform. I opened on Instagram officially in November of 2018.
Okay.
And I was going through so much in 2018. I had just sold my FedEx contract. I was, moving into a different direction with my company. And I just said, you know what? I'm tired. I was tired of shady mechanics. I was tired of buying trash trucks. And I just needed an outlet.
Right.
And to teach people, this is what I've gone through being in this business. And I'm going to tell everybody what I've gone through. So I was angry when I wrote this book. And Curtis was like, girl, I read that book.
It was a bestseller.
Curtis was like, girl, I read that book. You better hope you don't get in trouble. You naming the companies.
Oh, wow. You dropping names too? Oh, man. This is a tell-all book. It's not just education. We getting some juice and tea. Oh, man. Okay.
I was just like,
do they know they're in the book? They know now. That is funny. Okay.
But I just kind of went through it, and I was so upset with the finance company and how they charged me all this interest rate for a truck
Right.
that I didn't know because I was ignorant.
Right.
Which is not their, I don't want to say that it's their blame. I have to take responsibility because I signed the paperwork to purchase this piece of a truck.
But they take advantage of you because they know that you're new into the business. And they take advantage of a lot of people. And
then someone said, did you know your interest rate on this truck that you purchased, only $200 is going on the principal and the rest is going on the interest?
Right.
I said, so you mean to tell me that these equipment financing companies is doing this and nobody is out there educating them?
Yeah.
That's when I released this book.
That's when you released the book.
I was angry with the finance companies and I wanted everybody to know.
Got you. So that book and all that's for somebody new getting into the industry.
Getting new, man. If you're new, because I'm so sick and tired of everyone thinking you're gonna be a multimillionaire in trucking. No, you're not. Sorry. I'm here to tell you, you're not going to be a multi-millionaire. I'm like, where all this stuff going from? I'm just trying to see what I'm doing wrong. People making millions and millions of dollars. I'm trying to see what they doing because you're not going to net millions and millions and millions of dollars.
That's the important thing, net.
That's the important part. You can gross it, but are you going to net? The only way to get there is to scale your company out.
Right.
You got to be a consolidator. If you want to consolidate on the drayage side, or you can be an air freight consolidator. Do y'all know what consolidators are? Those are people that just consolidate the freight. They don't even touch the freight. They consolidate it from the back end, from when it comes from the air, from importing from another country, and it comes in here to the terminal. They consolidate the freight before it gets to the trucker.
Right.
And they don't even touch freight. And they consolidate and making $2,000 a shipment.
Right. That's where the money resides. Huh?
That's what I'm saying.
Now there are so many different things.
It's
people
many
think
bosses.
of trucking as just
a truck. No,
they don't think about all the other intangible parts that go into the supply chain.
That's it.
Yeah.
Once you become a part of the supply chain, then that's when your numbers change.
So where would you advise somebody to start if they're looking to get into trucking? They love the industry, but they all they see right now is a truck. That's the only entry point that they see. What would be your advice to them? Where should they start instead? What would be another idea that you could give them?
Lease your truck on.
Okay.
I did. Lease it on with FedEx.
Okay.
Get a FedEx contract. Learn it. I wouldn't even tell you to just jump right in warehousing. You know why? Because you couldn't afford the overhead.
Right.
If you can't afford a $2,000 a month truck note, your insurance is $2,500. You can't afford a warehouse to pay $25,000 a month in rent.
Got you. So you would say lease your truck on.
I would say
until you get to what point?
Until you get to the point of where you know the company, establish the relationships, and can get your own authority going, and then make the money. Now, again, to run a successful trucking company, it's all about the least amount of liability for the truck and for the driver, which means you don't make $1 gazillion going from here to Wyoming. If you can make $1,000 going from here to 10 miles away, then you're winning.
Facts.
You're not spending no money on diesel. You're not spending no money to the driver. And you're not hurting and killing your truck.
Right.
That's how you win in a transportation company.
Got you. What are some other niches that you would advise people to get into? Like we talked about air freight, we talked about freight forwarding, we talked about so much different things.
Consolidators. It's so like I just got a packet laying on my desk. I can't call out the company, but just to be an air freight consolidator, just a consolidator to consolidate the freight. Even there's one company when the freight comes in, let's say someone purchased something from China, okay, before it get to the end, which is here in the United States, it goes through a freight forwarder. From the freight forwarder, it goes through a consolidator hands. They choose the warehouse where it's going to go to before you can pick it up. If the freight is in break bulk, meaning it's a whole bunch of freight in one container from different people.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, you have a consolidator that is assigned to that company, to that freight. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Before it gets to Southwest Freight for me to go pick it up.
Gotcha.
If that's my freight.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. But if for a person who's hearing this, they're like, okay, that sounds great.
You need to talk to somebody.
But how do I become a consolidator? Like, aren't there people already doing that job? Aren't there people already have a monopoly on that? Like, how do I get in there? Like, how do I have my little no transportation knowledge self and
you got that's where relationships come in at.
Okay.
You got to get out there, believe it or not, and you got to network with the right people. And I'm sorry, I'm here to tell you, they not on Instagram. They are not on social media.
Where do you find them? Where do you network?
I get emails all day. RTW.
Associations.
Our association, National Freight Forwarders Association.
Yeah.
Get with the freight forwarders.
Right. And just start educating yourself.
And start educating and network and talk to people who are really doing it in the game.
Right.
And don't add value to those people. If I want to get to someone, I need to add value. You don't go, I had people come in, can I get from you? What are you bringing to me?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right,
you have to add value to people if you're trying to get to where they are.
Gotcha.
You can't just come to somebody, let me just grab a couple loads from you. No, that ain't how it works. When I want to do business with people, okay, so how can I help your company grow?
Right.
And we help each other.
Right.
That's how you get close to people.
Gotcha. Nah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So we're focusing on storage. So is storage still under the Pronto brand?
Yes.
So it's Pronto shipping and storage. Is that?
You know what? You are the third person. So do I need to change my name?
No.
It's always
I'm
the company is Pronto Shipping and Packaging Services. That's the corporation.
Okay.
But so maybe I need to do a DBA, Pronto Shipping and Storage.
No, not necessarily. I'm just saying from my level, I'm just like, okay, well, how would I know it's a storage space? I mean,
because it's on the website.
And people know. I mean, you have relationships already, so they're already going to come.
And they're already going to come.
Right.
And then people nowadays, they will just Google you.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, you don't got to change your name. Not for me. Not for me at all. All right, cool. So we talked about Transportation Academy. We talked about your business, where it's at today. Are you enjoying yourself? Are you having fun? Or do you love doing this? How much time do you have left doing in storage, warehousing? Like, tell me about your quality of life. Like, do you enjoy it?
Wow. That's a deep question. Quality of life. I don't have much of a life. I shouldn't say this, but I don't have much of a life, but the life that I have, I enjoy. And what I mean, like, I don't vacation a lot. I don't do all this a lot. I'm kind of a homebody. So I'm at home a lot, or either I'm at church. Or I'm with my daughter, Matilda.
Right.
So that's me. Like I don't travel a whole bunch or nothing like that. For me, being at home, peace of mind with my daughter, with my husband, that's what I love.
But you're still able to find time to do the things that you love and be around the people.
Yes,
you love.
and be around the people that I love. And when you get to a certain level, like a lot of people trying to come to you, but I be like opportunists, and so you just kind of want to be left alone.
Yeah, you just mentioned your daughter. Do you involve her in the operation? Are you teaching her about what you do?
I'm teaching my one and only daughter. I'm trying to teach her. Yeah. Because I'm like, here, your mother is building something so huge, Matilda. I
Is she interested in it?
She wants to be an orthopedic surgeon.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Matilda's eyes on the prize.
So so me being the businesswoman, okay, Matilda, if you want to be an orthopedic surgeon, mommy is going to find you a manufacturer, because I'm in logistics, who's going to be able to manufacture your prosthetics. And we're going to scale your company out. That's the part of logistics you want to be in.
Yeah.
See,
orthopedic surgeon. What makes her want to be an orthopedic surgeon?
I don't even know. She said she Googles. She Googled how much money they made.
Well, well, she started at the top. Hey, she probably said best paying jobs in the world and orthopedic surgeons at the top.
And so her mother's in logistics and storage. I hear her mother go, who manufactures?
Right.
I'm looking for the best manufacturer who can manufacture my baby. So when she'll be able to serve and have a product to go with that service. Because as a surgeon, you are a service.
Right.
You need a product with that.
Yeah.
And so that's the mother business part.
Nah, 100%. That's dope. I'm not mad at that at all. All right, cool. So we're going to wrap it up. We've been talking for a minute. This has been fun. Before you go, you have to give a final thought, which is basically
the final
it could be
thought,
spiritual.
you guys.
Hold up, let me finish. It could be spiritual. It could be entrepreneurial. It could be just a good word. And then you have to let everybody know where they could connect with you personally and learn more about Transportation Academy. So now, go ahead and give us your final thought.
So my final thought is I want to just tell you guys, trust your process. You're going to go through everything in business. You're going to be broke, but you smile at the end of the day. You're going to have days where you don't want to wake up because a terrible accident has happened. You're going to go through everything in business, but I need you to trust God. I need you to trust your process. And most importantly, I need you to take care of yourself and grow through the process. Grow through it. It's not going to be overnight. It's not. I'm 9 years in and I still learn. And be humble. Humble yourself. When I speak and I tell you stuff, it's because I've been there already. I've had guys to, follow me on Transportation Academy. You can't say that. My homeboy made $50,000. Dude, your homeboy did not make no $50,000 on no one load. Who you talking to? So I need you to trust yourself, go through the process, and mingle with people who are not on social media.
Just look outside of that to find
look
other
outside.
Well.
Social media kind of can glorify, and it makes it seem like if you look and you follow me on Transportation Academy page, what do you see me do? What you see me doing?
For the most part, I see just your life and then a little bit of pronto. Like you.
No, what do you see me do on Transportation Academy? What do you see me? If you follow that page, I'm working.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah,
you see
work.
trucks and you see work.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And that's what this industry is about. It's blue collar work, and you gonna work for every damn dollar. And it's a eat what you kill industry. So there ain't no Rolls Royces, ain't no private jets. You working every single day. It's a eat what you kill.
Right.
It's not passive income. Passive income, I would say, is Transportation Academy. I can sleep and somebody's clicking on my website and purchasing a book. That is passive income. Transportation warehousing is earned. You're going to earn every single dollar.
Right.
Okay?
Hunt.
And
gather.
And earn it. But I need you to enjoy the process like I do. I enjoy it. I pray every day. I pray over my business. We listen to gospel music in the warehouse. I get the energy away from me.
Yeah.
Because see, the men be trying to come up in here with all that energy with that in their chest. And I have to bring them on down. Come on down here, boy. Get that out your chest. I need to be loaded now. No. I need you to calm it down. We got this gospel music playing up in here.
Right.
So trust yourself. You're going to make it in business. Make really good relationships. I'm going to say that one more time. Make really good relationships. And believe it or not, you think this industry is big, but it's so small. Everybody know everybody.
Right.
Everybody know everybody. And humble yourself. I learn every day. I humble myself every day. I drive my little beat up pickup truck every day.
Hey. The same one Jeff Bezos is driving, right? The same one Jeff
Humble
got.
yourself, and you can get to where you want to be.
Yeah.
And add value to people.
Yeah.
And they'll help you. That will help you get to where you want to be.
That's a fact. That's several final thoughts. All right, cool. And where can people connect with you, Tramel?
So you can connect with me on the Transportation Academy on Instagram, Facebook. It's the Transportation Academy. Somebody told me that somebody knocking off my name. So guess what? It's the Transportation Academy. I'm on Instagram. I am on Facebook. Here's my website, thetransportationacademy.com. And you'll be able to connect with me. Guys, go and buy this book if you're new. I'm tired of having consultations with people and they done went through their white 401k.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Buying a truck from Joe Blow down the street.
Yeah. And I think that's a perfect way to end it, man. And we are about to take a tour of the warehouse of the facility. Beautiful facility. You know, Tramel's a real deal. She does her thing, man. This is no cap, as they say. They say, this is no cap. This is a real deal. So we here. Definitely make sure you connect with her. Definitely purchase that book and any, online material courses that she has. But she does this thing in real life. So we about to go check it out. Listen, Hustle fam, you know what we do around this time. If you smell something burning, it's only your desire. Tramel and I, Transportation Academy, Pronto Shipping. We are out. Later.
Peace.
If you twisted, confused, or stuck about trucks, don't be dumb. This is the place to come. Truck and Hustle. Let's go.